Hello and good morning everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So I've done a little bit of work since we were last on film. I typically try to do like a really good early morning video, but lately I haven't been able to because my daughter gets up very early with me and we do homeschool stuff in the morning, so I'm trying to kind of catch up a little bit. These are still wet, so this is the progress on the mushrooms that I started I think in the last video. They're coming right along, so they are just going to sit and dry today and then I am going to seal them. So that's that. Let me show you what else I'm working on and what we'll be doing today. Working on the White Witch journal. So last night I did this. I chose some words that I wanted to use on this spine. I mean, I did a lot more than that. I'll show you everything in a moment. But I chose a powerful witch who cast spells, wandered round the meadow. And I used some glossy accents on this old book page, and then I've glued them on with a 3-in-1 glue so they're nice and strong and on there. So I decided on how I wanted this book cover to look. Remember, I was struggling between hard book cover, fabric book cover, using this paper to cover a book cover, and I kind of settled on all of the options, truly. Really all of the options when I couldn't make up my mind. So I took this was an old book that I've had for a long time. It's funny because I actually got it out of my library where I keep all of my books, like my normal books that I don't cut up. I bought it years ago, and it was on abdominal surgeries. I have no idea other than it was an old, really cool book. And that's the thing, like years before I started, doing this journaling, I was already collecting vintage books because I'm an antiquarian at heart, and I just have to have things like that in my life. And so yeah, now I'm using up some of them for these purposes, realizing that I have no need to do home surgery on my family, so I don't need to do any abdominal surgeries or anything. I don't really need the book. So what I decided to do, I really wanted to add the element of this handmade paper to a White Witch theme. So I also loved the blue of the cover. So what I did was kept a little bit of both. Covered the spine and the back, and I did like sort of almost like a, what do you call it, like a framing fold where you cut the two corners in, and then you have this bit here and that part is in behind and it gets glued down, so you get very nice neat corners. This paper is wonderful to work with anyways because it is so pulpy, so when gluing it, it's like very soft and you could really mold it. I could really do what I wanted to in the spine, in the gutters of the spine. Then I wanted to add a little bit of lace to just break up the hard line between the piece of paper and the book. So I added some lace that I've dyed gray, then added some silver gilding wax over it, which I then kind of spread out a little bit here and then over to here and around the corners of the blue book, to just kind of make everything flow. Then I've added an eyelet here because I'm going to be adding a dangle to this. And I think I'm going to use this shimmery, beautiful beaded stuff, and maybe some of the strips from the fabric, but maybe not. I have to decide on that one. We'll see how it looks when we get there. I'm not there yet. So then it was time to work on the book plate, Esme Beringer here. So I sealed it all after we painted it, and it was good to go. And then I was like, I'm going to make the 4 holes to put the eyelets in. But because I attached this to such a thick, hardy book board, and it's on another book, I would have needed a really big, I said eyelet, I meant brad, a really long brad to fit all the way through. Plus, I was like, I attached the fabric at that time, so I was like, oh dear, but that doesn't really matter because I'm going to be doing something on the back of the fabric anyways. But then I was like, what can I do that would be more interesting? So I chose this. I have silver wire, and I decided to wire a frame around it, and I've made these little curly cues here and here, and trapped one of the beads there and there. I'm thinking if I want to trap one on each side, but I don't think so. I kind of feel like I like the rest of them just kind of free flowing and fun. They're all freshwater pearls. I was using freshwater pearls recently on a journal that I made, the Saint Austell journal, where I stitched them onto the spine. This is another way that I've chosen to use them today. I also added gold book corners to the top and bottom of the front. Then when we go on to the inside, we see this. So I covered this whole book here with this beautiful fabric. And this is my back pieces of my frame, which will be covered. But I have to decide when I bind this book how I want to bind it. If I'm going to want to put in like a hidden hollow back kind of spine, or a hidden spine period, or if I want to do stitching down here. And I'm thinking about, like, I kind of like having stitching here. And I'm going to have like a spine dangle anyways, but I'm going to have to see, because I don't want it to impact being able to read this. But I also think if I were to use like a light colored, maybe like a taupey colored waxed thread, that it would actually look kind of cool going over the text, and then you'd have to kind of look at it for a moment to see what kind of message was happening there. So you know me and symbolism and stories, it's like a big part of my process. So the other thing I did was got the signature papers ready-ish. So I chose the papers. So I don't know what order the signatures will be in yet, but I do really love the opening of that bird. I'm thinking about it. So once I got all of the Release the Craftin pages ready, I realized, like, this is actually a significantly big kit. Like, I'm so used to her mega super gigantic kits, so that this one being an older one, it didn't feel as big. So I thought, oh, it's not, you know, I'm going to have to do this or that. Not at all. It's actually quite significant. So I'll show you a little flip through of, there's my dyed papers. So this is what we're looking like so far. I've chosen some scrapbook paper, my silver foil paper, the Janet Marsh Nature Diary, more scrapbook, and the butterfly papers. So yeah, everything has been cut, and the size of the journal papers is 9 by 5.5. Or no, sorry, 9.5 by 6. Oh, my brain. So I do still have some work to do to make some of the back sides of the pages kind of ready to use. I think it's just book pages at this point. I need to do a bit on, not too much, but that's kind of where I gotta go. Like, I want to cover this because this story doesn't have anything to do with the book, but I may end up using like a pocket to cover it. But I also don't want this kind of text here, so I'll be replacing it with journaling space. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of, you know, I don't want to flip the entire thing, but like, I just want to show you kind of what I'm up to. I want to sew laces on this shortly too, but I thought today I might work on a bit of the ephemera for the book. So that's kind of what we're looking at like right now with 7 signatures. And I think it's just going to be a beautiful book. I'll probably put a brad in here to tie it. Not a brad, an eyelet. Why do I keep mixing up brad and eyelet? Like they are interchangeable when they are not. So I want to use this beautiful book page as a piece of stationery. So one of the first things I want to do is just cover up the back, because this will be great writing space. I'm using my Mushi glue today. This is the predecessor to the current glue that I use. It's made by the same company, but it's a little bit older. So what happens with this glue is it still works perfectly. It's very good stick, you know, professional glue, but it gets a little mushier when it's older. So this is the last few sticks in it that I have, and I've been letting it kind of sit around and not get used because I didn't want to deal with the mushiness factor. But it's not too bad as long as you don't roll the glue stick up too high and get like a big smush of glue, then you're fine. So I need a bigger piece of paper to cover this one. I'm also going to stitch around this page. This one big enough? Not quite. Okay, hold on. There we go. Here we go. Large piece of newsprint paper. Okay. Okay, so let's just cut this out. So I was having a thought this morning as I woke up super early. And I was thinking about, like, for people who purchase junk journals and amass beautiful collections, how lovely would it be to see their collections? I think I would be obsessed with that kind of a video. Oh my gosh, I was thinking about it, like, you know, how nice it is to see pictures on Instagram of people who have collected a lot of old books, like their libraries. I think I personally, on Instagram, I subscribe to so much, like, library porn type content. Like, absolutely old library type accounts. I love watching those kind of things. So I think it was like 4:30 this morning. I couldn't sleep. I don't know why. I think the seasons are coming to a change, and I always get insomnia when seasons are changing because the universe is out to get me. But I was like, I just kind of searched on YouTube, like, junk journal collection, and the first video that came up that interested me was actually a video from a few years ago done by my friend April at Pink Odd Bird, and she did a two-part video on her collection of junk journals, and it was so nice to watch. I was like, oh, this is so fun. So I think I'm probably going to look for more of that content and just watch some collections. But if you are someone who purchases junk journals from different creators, or, you know, if you have a favorite creator and you purchase their journals, I would love to see your collection. You know, let me know if you've posted it somewhere, either in a video or Instagram post. I would love to see it. I'm really into, like, seeing, like, I'm a collector, so I like to see collections. But yeah, even if you don't have a YouTube, maybe consider starting one. It could be fun. So I'm just pulling the bits and bobs that I cut out from that beautiful book. I'm going to work with those for now. I've got other stuff set aside too, but let's make some ephemera from this stuff. From this book that I'm turning into a white witch girl here. The other thing that I need to think about is, what am I going to put on my inside cover here, right here. This would be wonderful, I think. But I also think, like, I want to put a pocket underneath it, maybe with lace. And I also think I'm going to need to strengthen it with some something that's about, like, file folder-ish. Maybe not quite, not cereal box. I think I have a piece of file folder here. I do. So maybe we'll do that first, and I will stitch around it as well, and it will just kind of be the background here, and it will hold on to my wire that I put on, and then I'll put a lace pocket down there. So we'll get started with doing that. Maybe that would be a good agenda for now. I didn't come at this video with much of a plan. I sort of was like, I'm just going to make stuff and see where it goes. I often think, like, I'm not decided yet on what kind of content that I want to make on this channel, but I'm happy, like, with what I'm doing. So I know, you know, that there's ways to kind of be more, I'd say, popular or successful as a YouTuber, but YouTube isn't like my job. It's not my primary job. It's just like my hobby. I just have fun with it, right? So, you know, you can probably, I would say, do better if you, and I mean by doing better, I guess getting more views, getting more subscriptions, etc., which is important, you know, because it's like the reason that we do this is to share like our joy of doing art with other people and to establish a community. There's also obviously for most people some kind of a financial impact, you know, to, well, not impact, but a financial reason, right, to do these kind of things. You know, if you're going to do a YouTube channel, you might as well get some kind of an income from it. You're spending a lot of time doing it and you're sharing a lot of your personal knowledge and creativity and skill. And so I think that that's absolutely valid to want some kind of an income for. But that being said, like, again, this isn't my primary job, but like, I think about, you know, I could do every video I do with some kind of a plan. You know, I look at the comparison of two larger YouTubers whom I really enjoy both of their content. So one is one is 49 Dragonflies. You know, I feel like her videos are very, like, they're scripted in that, you know, not scripted, but they're planned. She knows her plan. She has a schedule. She knows what she's doing all the time, you know, pretty much. Like, you know that she has a good plan. And her video quality demonstrates that. And she's invested a lot of time and effort in making a really good, like, branded platform, I would say. And then you get someone like Gail Agostinelli, also huge. And, you know, I feel like her videos are more like the day-to-day of what she's doing, a little more casual, still great quality videos, but they can, you know, just kind of go off in whatever direction. She talks about her life, or I feel like Barbara doesn't. She keeps it on task, and those are two different approaches. But I guess it comes down to, like, who are your subscribers, right? So it's kind of an interesting thing to think about, but for me, for now, I'm kind of happy with just this format. Sometimes I have a plan, I've got everything ready to go, and other times I don't. I'm just kind of hanging out, and I will talk about my life because I just want to. I think it's like kind of nice to get a bit of a perspective of what's going on in people's daily lives. Every now and then there will be some kind of a rant, for sure, because we're human, right? So I'm thinking with this, I want to make like a cluster with a bit of red behind it, like the heart of the White Witch. So I'm just going to cut it on out here. But yeah, back to the whole point of like what I was saying about the content like you could make with your junk journal collection. I would love that. I think it would be a lot of fun to see people's journals. I'd also love to see more like flip throughs of like when you buy someone's journal. I'd love to see like the flip through from the mindset of someone who does journaling. How do you use your journals? If you have journals that aren't like too private, can you share them, like your art journals that you've created inside of a junk journal? Yeah, I'm just super interested in what people do, and I find like it very fascinating to have like some information on that. Okay, so this is a piece of the kit that I printed upside down on one side. So I just am going to reuse it because this doesn't matter because it's just writing space. But the other side I had accidentally printed on the other side, like something over here that was upside down, so I couldn't use it as a page. But it makes an awfully lovely tag. So that will be perfect. So that is one piece done. Then I think I will go and grab some fabric and I will stitch around this, and I will select the lace that we're going to put on the inside of the book. Okay, so I found the red fabric that I want to use for that heart, but I also think I want to frame this whole piece on the red fabric as well, so that when I go to attach it to the backing of the journal, I'll be gluing the fabric to the fabric, and it will be really strong. And yeah, so I'm just going to take a bit of my glue stick here, and I'm going to just lay this down. I'm going to stitch around it, so don't worry, it's not only glue that's going to be holding this together. Then the other thing I'm thinking about is, because I want to put a pocket, I found this lace. I want this kind of frayed edge out the side, and then I have to see how long this can be. I'm just sorry if I'm off camera for just 2 seconds. I need to just see how much space I have here. I've got that. Okay, so we need to separate this here. So we'll go this one to that. Okay, just gonna make a little mark where I want it to be, right there. Okay. So first we'll trim off this side. Scrap. Okay. Then, yeah, this one. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to stitch around this. Then I'm going to come back and measure the size of the red felt that I want to keep, and then I'm going to put the pocket on here, and I'm going to stitch the pocket on as well. And I need to fix this a little. It's kind of wonky. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so stitching time. Be right back. Okay, so I have stitched around the picture. Now I need to kind of measure on the journal how long I want this to be. Okay, so that there, and then right there. Okay. So let's just cut across. I think I'll need another piece of red felt because I used this one, not for the heart, but for this. I'm not too concerned that it's a little wonky. I kind of expected it because I'm not using like a cutting tool. Okay, this side though I do want to be a little more careful, so I'm just going to pick it up. Okay, good. Now we will lay this here, a little further down, right there, I think. Now the lace is going to cover any wonk we have, so that's why I wasn't too concerned. And we want that to go about right there, I think. Yes. Okay, stitching time again. I will be right back. Okay, so I have stitched this on. Now I just need to check and make sure nothing is too long, too short, too wide. I don't know. Any problem? Nope, no problems. Okay, so now we have this pocket. So I've stitched around here. I really love it. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Okay, then I'm thinking if I want to tie anything on here too, that could be cute. I could like tie something here, a little charm, or I could even cut like a heart, because why not? A heart could be cute with a charm. The heart of the White Witch, maybe. Oh, I hear my son. He is crying. He's probably just a little impatient for breakfast, as is most days. He's hungry now. That could be cute. just hanging there with maybe a bead or something. Think. What do I want to do? I might pop an eyelet through it. That would be nice. So let's do that. I need a hole. Let's make sure I've got the right hole. I do. Okay. Just gonna pop it right through here. Hole and okay. Oh, and I need to switch these around to my little one. Okay. Oops. Plunk that back in here. These little ones are so fiddly. There we go. Okay, so now we have an eyelet on that felt heart. Then I just need to get some black waxed linen and some beads. Waxed linen, and I grabbed these two beads because I thought they would be nice and they go with the colors. So I think I'll start by just threading this through these two holes. And actually maybe what I'll do is like a slip knot. I really like how slip knots look. Okay, then let's bring that down. Now we'll tie another knot. There we go. Then we'll add the heart on here. I just had a thought. Let me think here for just a moment. I almost feel like I want to have the beads, like have the heart hanging and have the beads on the heart. I have to play with this a little bit. So if I put this back through again, one or both, maybe both. That there. Okay. I know what I want to do. Okay, so now I'm going to bring both of these threads up here so I can hold this heart in place and not have it running around on the lace. So it'll kind of be held there. Then I'll come back through another little hole back here to secure it again. I may need a needle's help with this one though. Just put them both through this big needle, both threads. And then I can come right beside where I went in. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I had to take a little break. My husband brought me breakfast and I had to go and talk to my son so he would calm down a little. Him and his sister these days, they end up wanting to play with the same toy. And sometimes that is a kerfuffle that I have to figure out. If only I could clone all the toys, but lessons in sharing for 2-year-olds. Okay. Oops. Alarm. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm just stitching a few more. I'm sort of looping, let me move these. I'm looping around the original thread a few times to kind of give it a nice like wrapped look, like so that the threads look like they've been wrapped. So it binds it down nicely. which is a little tricky with wax linen, but I think it will look cute. Now, okay, so now I'm happy with the heart. Then I'm going to just thread this again here. There we go. Go through here one more time. Oh, this needle is too fat. Okay. I need a less fat needle. Will you go through? You will. Perfect. I hear my daughter running around. She may end up down here. These are the Interrupter Jones kind of mornings lately. We just have lots going on, and we're sort of transitioning a few things as the school year is picking up a little more for us at home here. Okay, so second one there. Then I wanted to bring a couple stitches around the eyelet to just secure this felt in place and not make it 100% dependent on the eyelet to stay in place. I apologize if you can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm almost done. Okay. I have one more stitch to go, and that's why I'm losing my threads here, because there we go. One more. And we can tie our beads on. Right, come back through the eyelet. Or not. Will it come through the eyelet? Ooh. Let's just hold on to it with this and give it a tug with another one. Sometimes you have to get medieval with journals. It's just the way it goes, right? We have to... there we go. Voila, voila. All right, we have all our threads now. Okay. And I just want to give another pinch to that eyelet because I feel like sometimes those small eyelets don't flatten out as much as I would like them to. So we'll add our Swarovski bead on here. I want that to hang, so I'm going to do one knot here, or two knots really, to just make like two independent strings. There. Then this one has a necklace clasp, so I'm going to tie it on. Let's go the opposite way now, sort of like a boat knot or whatever. I forget all the names of my knots, and I want to leave the threads long on this. I'm just going to leave them on. And this one, I want to make it like a little... I'm not going to leave the thread as long, and I want it to be further down on the thread than the blue, but I don't want it hanging like right out of the book. Okay, that's perfect. To that way, and then behind. And I'll just give it a nice securing pull with these pliers. Just hold it in place. There we go. Here we go. Okay, so that's that. Now, that's going to glue down here. I'm not going to glue it on yet though, because I don't know how I'm binding yet. So the next thing I want to do, but I'm probably at the end of the video at this point because we've done a bit here and I have no idea what time I started. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch that heart onto more red felt and make some kind of a pocket feature for the back here. maybe also using up more of that lace, and because I think it would be nice to have the continuity of the theme. So I will probably work on that and show it to you the next time that we work on this journal. And I'll go stitch around this as well, so we'll have this beautiful stationery. And that is it for me for now, but come back and see me next time. And if you are new here, welcome. I really thank you, all the new subscribers. And if you've been here, thank you for hanging around and staying with me. If you haven't yet subscribed, I would love it if you did. I do try to do fun stuff here. I participate in different kinds of challenges and make journals, and sometimes I have yarn content, stitching content. I am going to be away for the next couple of weeks, so I'll probably bring you some nice, like maybe mushroom hunting, or I don't know, we'll see. I'll probably find some animals on my journeys and take some little videos of them and share them with you. And so yeah, I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk again very soon. Bye for now.